Rolling into the tiniest doorway ever. All right, guys. So deep breaths, everybody, because we're going to talk about masturbation. People with disabilities are sexy. Sexy and disabled. Maybe you have a disability. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have paralysis. Maybe you have a spinal cord injury. Maybe you can't feel your bits. This is for you.
Take the night off and let your head down free.
All right, this is scary. This is a potentially awkward, taboo, blah, blah, blah topic. However, this is an important aspect of our health. And despite popular opinion about the importance of male pleasure, I'm here to talk about the puss, the vajayjay, the vagina, Esmeralda, as my mom calls her. You know, elevate her, celebrate her. It's still a real good time. First things first, still like to bone, still like to masturbate, have a disability, have a toy. It's amazing. Don't desexualize us because you're dehumanizing us. We get to choose, not you, world. I put a little zip tie on here so that I can open this bad boy. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Yep, any excuse to make something into a microphone. This is accessible for me. This is how I do the damn thing. Bam, bam, two-handed, whatever. God, I hope my brothers don't watch this. Too bad. Don't worry, nothing weird or inappropriate is gonna happen in this. Everyone is gonna be okay. On-off switch. Okay, that's a little harder than it usually is. I have stage fright. Ta-da! Air she blows. Well, not yet anyway. There's other settings on here. I rarely mess with those. But I do make sure I keep this baby charged. Ain't no shame in asking your caregiver if you need to do so. I do it. I'll be like, hey, will you plug this in for me? I actually have friends whose caregivers help them diddle, if that's an option for you. I also have friends whose caregivers serve as like sexual surrogates and help them get their freak on. I wish that was more common. We're getting there. Yeah, make sure this is accessible and it's charged. I'll have a link for more toys because everybody's different. But I can achieve orgasm with this bad boy. And it was a huge relief for me because I'm a very sexual being and I was scared that that part of my life was extinct, gone forever. And I was wrong and I'm very happy about it. This is a big part of our health. Schedule it. Put it in your calendar. Play. Be careful of AD. If you start getting a pounding headache, don't keep going. If you start sweating, maybe back off a bit. But for those of us with spinal cord injuries or, paralysis of some sort who experience autonomic dysreflexia, it's just something to be mindful of and be careful of because you don't want to have a stroke and die. I mean, that would suck. So I'm not saying that's going to happen to you. I actually have found that AD actually turns me on now and I experience it as pleasure because brain plasticity is an amazing thing. And water break. So now I'm able to process AD within certain contexts, like a sexual context where this part of science is so interesting. Like, it's all about context. Like, do I feel safe in this space? Do I feel like there are the things here to turn me on? Put on some D'Angelo, light some incense, put on some mood lighting, watch something sexy, shape your environment, create the context, and you're a lot more likely to have an orgasm. Orgasms also are really good for you. Self-pleasure is good for you. It increases your libido. It releases oxytocin, all these happy hormones, dopamine. So, play around with yourself is good for you. It also helps you become a better lover. It helps with partnered sex. You know what you want. You know what feels good to you. You're more engaged with your sensual self. You're more comfortable with your sensual self, therefore increasing your self-worth, your self-confidence, and your ability to play and feel comfortable. These are all good things. It also can help you manifest more in your life because you're engaging with this part of yourself, this creative part of yourself. It opens up this whole other portal to your divine, powerful self. And this is real shit. And I just don't want any of us to discredit that. I have noticed in the science world that everybody wants to talk about erections and ejaculation and the importance of those and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, while I love those things, I really do, because I like that dick, I also have a vagina. And I want to talk about the importance of that, the importance of my sexual health, and why we should be studying that more and prioritizing that and elevating that and celebrating that. So, take back the power. But this is an important part of our sexual health. So put it into your plan, make time for it, play, ain't no shame in your game, do your thing. What else? What else do we need to talk about? Find a toy that works for you and take time, like it took time for me to feel pleasure from this. It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, I had an orgasm and it's so fun. Like, no, it wasn't very fun the first time. It was a little scary actually and weird, because you're exploring your sexuality all over again. It's a little awkward. It's like when you first started doing it when you were young, So you gotta stick to it, stick with it, keep playing, keep engaging with yourself in ways that feel sensual and good to you and exploring. Don't give up, because it will get better and your brain will actually start to process these different sensations in a different way the more you understand this is pleasure. And you can create new erogenous zones, you guys. Brain plasticity is amazing. There's a guy who's a quadriplegic who comes from stimulation with his thumb. That is his new dick, is his thumb. So I still have to dabble down that avenue, but I plan on it real soon because that sounds fun to have a whole new place to come. Just saying. And also, it's not all about having an orgasm. You don't need to have an orgasm to engage in self-pleasure. Yes, they're fun and awesome and nice, but there are other ways to have a good time in bed and to reach connection with yourself and to deepen your connection with yourself and with someone else. I'll get into, partner stuff and sex and all that jazz in another video, but this is about engaging with our sensual, sexual selves and owning the fact that we are still, as people with disabilities, we are sexual beings and we are sensual beings. And that is a beautiful thing. And no one can take that away from us. When you desexualize us, you dehumanize us. So don't do that. Don't be a dick. Check your ableism. Look it up, research it more so you can understand more about what that means. Doesn't mean you're a bad person if you're a little ableist or if you're a lot ableist. It just means you have some learning to do. We all do. That's okay. But it is a very real thing in our culture and we need to acknowledge it so that we can show up better for each other. We can show up more for each other. It matters. You matter. You're beautiful. What else? Have fun. There's just, you can still have an orgasm if you have a spinal cord injury or paralysis or you don't have sensation. creating new erogenous zones, or also this happens through the vagus nerve. It innervates. So it doesn't need to go, like it's not going to stop at your injury site, for example, like mine's in my neck. This sensation, I am able to achieve orgasm despite not having sensation from here down because of the vagus nerve. So that's badass. And because the vagus nerve connects to your clit. In men, or in males, people with penises, including everybody here, the vagus nerve connects to the prostate and you can achieve orgasm that way. So guys, you know, maybe it's time for some butt play. Ain't no shame in your game. Have some fun. Find some toys that work. And, you know, I feel like communication is a big part of this. Like, I will sometimes have to communicate with the people in my life so that I have alone time, especially because now I have a roommate who has an 8-year-old. So, like, I'm not going to be diddling myself in my bedroom, which is right off of the kitchen when they're home. Like, I'm not going to feel comfortable enough to do that. So, communicate with your peoples. It's all good. Everybody does it. And you're creating intimacy that way when you're being vulnerable. So, take the risk. Talk to your caregiver. Ask them how they can, if they're comfortable, like what boundaries they have around helping you flick the bean, flog the log, spank the monkey, diddle yourself, rub one out, whatever you want to call it. Have fun with the punani nani, the bitch wrinkle, the beaver, the gut locker, the ham wallet, Pepe, as my caregiver calls it. Love that. My Pepe. It's just so funny. Discover yourself through this fun activity. Love you guys. You're beautiful. You're worthy. All that jazz.